I love talking about the yearlings this time of year because every week it's different, right? So what I wanted to focus on today was going with the horses that were acting up. Some of them were just still green. The one filly, she's got one of the slickest little gaits. What's her name? Oh, Better Be Sawyer. She can go as fast as a car right now, but she doesn't like following other horses, and she spooks rather easily. So I had gone 2 laps with her, and I said, why am I going with this horse? And then Amy came and dropped down in front of me, and after about 100 yards in behind, she just went left, right, went goosed and acted up and took off. And I said, that's why I'm going with her. But I got to see a lot of the horses today. I'm going to give you a little update on everyone and how happy I was with a number of these horses, how much better they were. A little heartburn. Sorry. That's better. So we're going to start with Almost There Boss. He's pretty push button right now. He does nothing wrong, behaves himself very well. Almost There Boss is, he's just, you can tell, he's got a powerful frame and a great attitude on him. Very happy with what I've seen so far from Almost There Boss. Amor Diener, I'll be honest, I did not see him today, but he's been great since we gelded him, that horse. He's done everything right. Again, somebody asked me, when's the drone going to be here again? Soon. It'll be here soon. Within the next week. Give us a week. You guys get to look at everything. Give us a week to polish everybody up, and then we'll bring you the drone again. Arches Rainbow. Amy likes Arches Rainbow now. She trots so nice, so clean. She got a beautiful gait. I've been threatening to put her shares up for sale, and I will in the next week or so. We'll get those shares out to you guys. She looks great on the track. Better Be Sawyer, as I said, Better Be Sawyer can absolutely fly. She looks very, very good. Really have to work on following. She gets extremely uncomfortable and skittish, almost claustrophobic in the midst of horses. So it goes without saying, that's what we're going to be working on with her. Blue Bayou Dio continues to look good. She's got a little streak in her. She can be a little B-word sometimes, but can really, really trot when she puts her mind to it. And I suspect that the first part of that will dissipate as the second part grows. You'll see her start to like to do her work, really accelerate and push off when you move her. And you can tell right now, she knows she's talented. She knows she can go. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with her over the next 2, 3, 4 months. Blue Bayou Dio. Just did her. Blue Bayou Dio looks great. I think I jumped over Better Be Sawyer, didn't I? Because I was talking about her before. Either way, Better Be Sawyer was great today. Can really fly. But as I said, need to work on that group setting type of workout for her. As I said, Blue Bayou Dio's good. Bomb Hugger was great. She was to the vet the other day. We had 3 horses at the vet. All got clean bills of health. Bomb Hugger was great. Tiny little rounded off OCD in her, I think, left hind ankle, but she said, don't worry about it. It's not going to bother her. When they're rounded off, the reason I said that, when they're rounded off, that means they've been in there for a long time. They're not bothering them, and they likely won't. So although there is a little OCD there, the vet said it's tiny. It's not going to bother her. Leave it alone. And that's exactly what we are going to do. Century Invictus looked good today on the track, hit the pace. These Better Lights don't gate up right away. A good week or so with the hobbles on before they start to really put it all together. And Century Invictus looked good on the track today. Confederate Cruiser, his hobbles are really long, but he can really pace when he puts his mind to it also. I was going to say he had the slickest gait, but he doesn't. Better Be Sawyer does so far. And man, oh man, Century Invictus looks good on the track. Better Be Sawyer looks good on the track. And so does Confederate Cruiser. He did everything perfectly today. Duke Dio was a little sick last week. Mario said Mario has but 4 of them down there he's going with right now. We're going to swap some of those out as we go along, but no need to swap this guy out. He looked great. Duke Dio did everything perfect today and yesterday. Mario said LSL is back jogging. He was sick for about a week. He didn't leave the stall, but looked good on the track yesterday when I saw him, and looked good on the track again today. Isa 10, another horse that we had up to get fluoroscoped. Everything was perfectly good with her. Little roughness on the sesamoids behind, but the vet said it's minor, very minor, not a big deal, and probably something you see in a lot of horses. So Isa 10, clean bill of health, and she looked good on the track today also. Garden State Dio. Now, let me tell you, I didn't tell everybody this, but Garden State Dio wasn't even broke until yesterday. She was sick when she got home, and I said, I am not breaking her when she has mucus pouring out of her and she's coughing. I'm not doing it. Leave her alone until she's good. And for 5 days, she sat there and watched horses go out on the track. And I see this happen all the time with some of the horses. Put the harness on her, just put her right in the jog cart. Walked her out, walked her up the hill. She jogged 2 laps yesterday, turned and come back down, just like she'd done it 100 times. And she did it again today. So remember I told you guys, sometimes day 2 is not quite as rosy as day 1. It was for this filly, and she just, you can't beat class and you can't beat smarts, and she is a very, very smart, classy filly. Grace, I didn't see Grace go today. Phil has been going with her. She's been doing her work well, though. Grace has done really everything we've asked her to do. We'll see how old Gracie does as we train her down. This is Darling Please's full sister. She trots a little squarer than Darling Please. Still a lot of work to do and a lot of ground to cover yet. But Grace looked just fine to me. Granite Hill. Here's a horse that really has done everything we've asked him. James told me he thought he could train him in 240 right now, no problem. He just is such a square-gated, beautiful trotter. I know Phil was saying, I hate when he gets his head down. I said, you just let him get his head down as low as he wants his head. If that's where he wants his head, then that's where it's going to be. Very happy with the way Granite Hill has done his work. A big, strong, very square-gated trotter. Couldn't ask for anything more than this guy. Harlan L., he's not as square-gated, not as well-built, and not as long, not as strong, but he trots nice. We wear knee boots on him. He just picks at his knees a little bit. We'll put on him whatever we have to put on him, but he does have speed, and he is a powerful colt. He does his work well on the track, but he does pick at himself sometimes when he's going slow. We have enough weight on him where I suspect when we start to show him speed, you'll see him trot up over those knees, which is what we're trying to do. So, Harlan L., doing his work well, follows well, moves well, does everything we ask him to do. Can't ask anything more right now. Harvard Yard is a horse you haven't seen. You haven't seen Harvard Yard other than a couple of pictures here or there or some stuff from Tim. Harvard Yard is the Andover Hall filly we have in Pennsylvania with Tim and Hold the Line stable. So Jason Petrie and Tim own half of Harvard Yard, and we own the other half. She's doing her work well over there, I'm told. I saw her come off the track the other day when I was there. She's just a beautiful filly. I can't wait till you guys get to see a video of Harvard Yard. Hill of Magic, we had a little curb crowd on her the other day, but man, I told everybody all her shares are gone. It only took a week. There was like 80 shares of her, and then poof, they were gone. She's just a beautiful filly. I like everything about this filly. She was underappreciated from day one, and I think she's going to turn a lot of heads as we start training throughout the winter. Kathy with an eye. I didn't see Kathy today. Kathy with an eye's got a beautiful gait, but she is stubborn when she wants to be. That's okay. It's not a problem at all. Once she learns to go fast and once she realizes how fast she is, I suspect Kathy with an eye will be just fine. Loving Beauty looked good on the track today. I said to James, she'll swing to the pace sometimes. I said, it's not that she swings to the pace. You can see she's touching that ankle. So we'll put boots on her until she starts. Usually when they start to speed up, they find themselves, right? They find their gait. This filly right now is in transition and doing that. And in doing so, she touches her ankles once in a while behind. Most every trotter does. And a little bit. So I told the guys, I said, just put a set of trotting boots on her behind. She'll be fine. So that's where we're at with Loving Beauty. This is the filly by Swan for All. Luck of the Dragon. He looked good on the track day. A little stubborn. He's going to be castrated next week, I believe. Throwing his head and goofing off a little bit, but you can tell there's lots of power in there. He is over in the right shaft, so he'll probably be on the next wave of horses to be looked at, but certainly no concerns here from Luck of the Dragon. This is the Fear the Dragon colt out of Luck of Michelle. Massive Profit. We castrated him last week. He looks awesome on the track now. Can't wait to see how he looks right around Christmas time. I think Santa's going to bring us a nice Indiana bred colt for Christmas. Matt's MVP does everything right every day on the track. Very happy with him throughout. $1 Million Swan, I did castrate him the other day. Well, I didn't. The vet castrated him the other day. So he'll be back in the full swing of things next week. Mischievous Rose, lots of mucus in her nose. We went easy with her the last 2 days, but she's as square a trotter as you could ask for. What I mean by that is she doesn't make mistakes. She's 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a very fluid, beautiful gait. This is the Muscle Mass filly out of a sister to the mother of Globetrotting. Yeah, that's right. So, happy with what we've seen from Mischievous Rose. Of Tom, I had a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're picking favorites already." Okay, I'll just leave it at that. I didn't go with her today. Johnny went with her. So you call Johnny and ask him what he thinks of her. She was nice. So Of Tom looks good again. 1-2 Skip a Few. This is an interesting little filly. She gets pacey and bounces around a lot like her name. 1-2 Skip a Few. So we worked on, put the hobbles on her today, put lots of weight on her. I told Kirby, just going to take some time. Just going to take some time. We'll get her floor scoped also. I don't think there's anything there. She's just one of those horses that's going to take a couple of more weeks to get gaited up. But you can tell when she does trot, got a real strong, mature gait in an immature body. So I think you can figure out what's going on there. Peanut Butter and Jelly hasn't quite hit the pace yet. She hit the pace yesterday for me. James went with her today. She never paced a step. The Better's Delights are just tough to gate up. But once they get it, they get it. They're usually beautifully, flawless gated horses. But it takes some time. It's like you almost got to knock the stone off them until you find that polished portion underneath. Prairie Fire. Everybody that goes to Prairie Fire loves this horse. This is a beautiful horse. He's a long tom colt and looks great on the track. Procrastinator. I didn't see Procrastinator go today. I have to ask Amy how he looked. We just castrated him last week, so he's a good week from getting back into the true swing of things. Purple Aura looked great on the track today. I was goofing around with Amy. I had Voyage of Ice and Fire, who I thought looked incredible. Amy had Unbeatable Kemp, who's always looked incredible. And we were kind of out in the two-wide path, and Johnny just slid right through the inside and drove right by both of us. This is a beautiful filly. I've said this from day one. Purple Aura, a very, very nice horse to look at. Renegade Gypsy, this is a horse. I don't know what's going on with you guys, how there's 50% left of this horse, or 40, or whatever the hell is left. This is a beautiful, big, strong colt. And if there was ever a horse that should be sold out, this was our top pick by far in the win-back sale. We got him. We got the horse we wanted. We get him home, and he's still half unsold? How's that possible? Renegade Gypsy, as I said, we'll wait. I guess the drone will be there in a week or so. You guys will have a real good look at Renegade Gypsy. Resolute Bay, sold out, should be sold out, and you're going to be rewarded for selling him out. He looks incredible on the track. I watched Phil go with him today, and he looked really, really good. Johnny, I think, or James went with him the other day. He looked awesome again. Rose Above It. I didn't get to see him. Larry takes care of him. He snuck him out the track early. I had to tell Larry on Wednesdays and Saturdays I want to see everybody. So there'll be no going with the horses at 7:15 or 6:30 or whenever the hell he goes with them. You can do something else at 7:30 or 7:15 or 6:30 or whatever. The horses are going to go in groups when I get there. So good for Larry for getting there and getting his work done early. But at the same time, groups for our horses from here on out. So I know that Rose Above It has been perfect from day one, has done everything right. Haven't talked about him. I was just assuming he would sell out, but this is a gorgeous Cantab Hall colt out of a sister to Muscle Mass, and there's half of them left. Makes no sense to me. I'm sure that will be rectified also very, very soon. Rosie's Masterpiece finally sold out, and way too late on this one. She was awesome on the track today. This is a big filly. I didn't realize how big she is. She looked good on the track today. Slim Jimmy, I've had 3 different people that went with him in the last week, and 3 different people told me how nice a horse Slim Jimmy is. I think he might be one of our meat and potatoes list for 2021. He just does everything right and trots all day long. You can't ask him to do any more than he's done. Slim Jimmy just looks great. Spent was castrated the other day. He's back jogging, looks good. Stonebridge Dolce, she went to the vet. Clean bill of health. I really thought she would have an OCD or something. I mentioned it. Oh, probably an OCD left hind. Nothing there. So she just has to get worked into shape. She looked good today when James went there. She's still a little stubborn. The Cantabs will do that. You know, when you go to clear to the front, they're like, I'll just stay here for a minute. You know, they need to learn to finish off their work. But she got a nice gait. As I said to them, we'll put flip-flops, and if I have to, I'll put hobbles on her, and we'll get her working hard now that we know there's nothing there. Stonebridge Hikati look good, continues to look good. This is Stonebridge Simba's brother. I know I can't, 60 shares left of Stonebridge Simba's brother. Oh, by the way, that's a Man of Many Missions brother also. By Cadabra, we bought him for $15,000, and there are shares left in this horse. I don't know. Sweet on Pete sold out, and should be this one of the nicest fillies we got from the Ohio sale. Really impressed with her demeanor on the track. She just always kind of matter-of-fact going. Nothing really bothers her. I love everything about Sweet on Pete. 3-point blue chip Amy went with today. Still coughing a little bit. We're just going easy with 3-point blue chip, but he looks great on the track. Tie one on. coughing again today. She only jogged 3 laps, but 1, 2, 3, 4 with her. I'm really impressed. You guys might think that I'm just shining up, but a lot of these horses look really, really nice. Another one, Tioga Sunshine, does nothing wrong on the track. Now, Twinbee Habanero, I told you we'd have him gated and hobbled by now. He had some mucus in his nose. We're going to start gating him on Monday. I didn't get to see him today. He jogged early, but I won't be there Monday, Tuesday. I suspect James will throw the hobbles on Twinbee Habanero on Monday. Twinkle in her eye, got a splint crowd. She's pacing now and looks great. Unbeatable Kemp looks good. Amy went with him today, and the head check was too long. His head was way down. She's like, well, I don't know why his head's that low. I said, just let him try it. If he wants his head that low, who cares? This is the other Walner colt, and another colt that somehow has shares left, but Amy loves this horse. She goes to them every day, and she really gets along with him. She's fallen in love with the big Kemp colt. Pretty hard not to. He's got that big white blaze and those kind eyes, and he trot all day long. You only have to look at him once to know how much of a nice horse he could be, I guess. You Got to Believe does his work well. This is the charity horse from McMaster Hospital, and Rick Five and Shane Corson and Doug Gilmore own a piece of this horse. He's doing his work well. Very happy with what I've seen from all the Uncle Peters, but most definitely You Gotta Believe. Voyage of Ice and Fire, I told you guys I threw the hobbles on him today, just because he'd be going along and he'll just touch himself or get out of gear. He did a little self-conscious and roll off. So I told him, I said, I'm going to breathe a little confidence into the big boy today. He just looked like an aged racehorse today with the hobbles on. I love this horse. I love everything about him. The Break the Bank K we had last year, I fell in love with that horse. GW Chrome and Voyage of Ice and Fire, I see a lot of him, a lot of each of those horses in the other. So very, very happy with what I've seen from Village of Ice and Fire. Will to win Hanover had a little temperature today. She didn't go, but she's a firecracker. I posted that picture of her trying to kick me out of the cart the other day, but she does everything right mostly. She's got a little spunk to her, a little fire to her, but on the track when she's doing her work, she is beautiful. And Whirl for Two, Colt loves going with this horse. Why wouldn't he? He's as push button as you could ask a pacer. Everything I said he would be when we bought him, or hoped he would be, he's been so far. There is not a bad word to be said about World 4-2. So, starting with W, this is our last horse. There's 48 of them right now, 48 up, 48 down. It's been a great season breaking these horses and going with them. I've been very happy, and I hope that continues into the winter season. Again, thank you all for participating in the winter group. For those of you out in Ohio, let me know. I might build a group at the end of next week for you guys also. Put some racehorses in there, some good racehorses in there, and put some of the Ohio bred babies in there. Because, as I said, Voyage of Ice and Fire, Prairie Fire, Slim Jimmy, those horses should be sold out. So, those are the babies. I'll be back in a minute. We'll talk about the 2-year-olds.